2.5 years was awesome.
Let's talk about what the bowl experience has been like.
It's completely different than anything I've ever been a part of. I mean, from the time we stepped off the plane and the orange carpet walked us out, and there were people throwing you oranges and stuff like that. It's completely different than anything I've ever been a part of. It's a dream come true.
Sammy said practices have been more intense this week as opposed to, I guess, later in the season. What does he mean by that?
Well, we kind of have been off for a month. We haven't played, so we had to get a lot of live work to try to get back ready to play in the game and game-like situations. And our coach has done a great job. They hadn't killed us, but they pushed us. And they don't want to push us over the hump. They want to rise us to the hump and then bring us back down to get us ready. And they've done a great job. I mean, we got an unbelievable experienced coaching staff, and they know what they're doing. And it's been a great week.
What have you seen out of West Virginia's defensive line?
They're extremely athletic. I mean, they run a 3-3 stack, and that's something you don't see a lot in college football. But lucky for us, we had a month to prepare for them, and I feel like we got a pretty good feel of what they're going to do.
What does it mean to represent the ACC in this game?
Well, this is what it's all about. I mean, we come here to win, and I can't say enough about the hospitality and the treatment we've got compared to other bowls. And I'm really hoping we have, I think 29 true freshmen and redshirt freshmen contributing to this team. And this should be the standard for them. They should see this and say, okay, we're going to be back here next year. We want to make this a yearly thing. We're not going to have to play in these other bowls. The more wins you get, the further south you play. And I think it's going to be fun.
About playing the weather down here? How's that been?
It's been awesome. I mean, about 75, 77 degrees, a little bit of breeze. I mean, it was warm the first few days, but it beats the heck out of playing in the snow, I can promise you that.
Dalton, this team was suffering confidence-wise as a whole heading into that ACC championship game. Tied 10-10 at halftime, and then you come out and make a couple of plays. What changed for you guys in that third quarter? And is this team playing with the kind of confidence now that they had at the beginning of the year?
Definitely. I think as you mentioned, we did lose that confidence, but we had to get it back. And we just had to dig down deep at halftime in that game and realize this is what we had been working since the winter for. Coach Winnie promised us he would fix it and correct it, but it was ultimately on us last year in the Monica Car Care Bowl. We finished a 6-7 ball club. I mean, Clemson hadn't had a losing record, since I've been alive. A long time. So we knew we had to correct it, and we just had to think back on that experience and how hard we had worked. And we just found something within, and we were able to come back and play with all the confidence and all the heart we needed.
I looked back in that game, and I told somebody there in the first quarter, I think it was even the first drive, Taj hit a couple of checkdowns. Didn't score on that drive, but I said it looks like Taj might be back. Was there a different demeanor out on the field early on in that game as well?
Definitely. I mean, a lot of that was him taking what the defense would give you. I mean, we don't have to hit a home run every time we go out there. If they're going to give you a check down, get 4 or 5 yards on it, take it. I mean, you only need a couple of those to move the sticks. So a lot of that was on us as offensive line, giving him time to protect and be able to have his his hot route come open or his check down come open. And we did a much better job protecting him than we had done in those past 3 or 4 weeks.
All right, Orange Bowl, just what has the experience been like so far? You've got another 5 days until the game. What's it been like?
I mean, the hospitality and the treatment we've gotten has been second to none. I mean, I don't see how it could get any better. I mean, the hotels we're staying in, the food we're eating, the way the people treat us, and all these orange, beautiful jackets they got on. And it's just been unreal.
Yeah, and you said this is something now to build on for next year because you've been to the lower tier bowl, now you've been to this one. This is where you want to be?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, this should be the standard for Clemson. I mean, we're competing and winning the ACC championship year in, year out, which will take us to bowl games like this. And, next year we're talking about coming back, but for the national championship game as well. I mean, the Orange Bowl will be played here for the ACC champion again, but then it's also the national championship game. So I'm hoping all the young guys on our team and everybody that'll be coming back really gets acquainted, really gets used to it, and will do everything in their power to make us come back.
How can you as a leader ensure that happens? What are you talking to these younger guys about while you're here?
The good news is you don't really have to keep these guys humble. I mean, they must have great parents and have come from a great background because a lot of times you have to kind of humble guys, you have to keep them grounded, you have to keep them motivated. But this team's just hungry, and I think it has to do with the mixture of youth and maturity that we have because, as you mentioned, we have the guys that have been through the rough stretches, we have the young guys that don't know any better. All they're used to is winning. So that combination has just really been what worked for us.